Hello students, in this lecture we are going to discuss conducting system of human heart. The human heart is myogenic. Myogenic means heart can able to generate impulse. They cannot independent of nervous system, that is called myogenic. So there are different components which helps to conduct and transmit the impulses, and hence in human heart the cardiac muscles itself conducts the impulse and transmits the impulse. So there are different components which helps to conduct the impulses, and hence it is called autorhythmicity. Human heart maintains autorhythmicity, means they can able to generate impulse and causes atrial contraction, that is the heartbeat. So this is the human heart. These are the right atrium, this is right ventricle, this is left atrium, this is the left ventricle. Structure of heart. Then this passage for aorta, which carries oxygenated blood from this left ventricle. So this right atrium shows important components, and the first component is SA node. SA node means sinoatrial node. Sinoatrial node. It is situated in this right atrium at the upper wall near the opening of this superior vena cava. This is the superior vena cava, and this sinoatrial node is situated at the base of or near this superior vena cava. Opening of this superior vena cava, that is upper wall of atrium. Then this sinoatrial node generates impulse and causes contraction of atria, and hence this SA node is also known as pacemaker. Then second important part or nodal tissue, that is the specialized musculature which causes contraction of heart, that is called as nodal tissue. So there are two important nodes which conducts and transmits the impulses and maintains autorhythmicity of heart. So second node is called atrioventricular node, or long form is atrioventricular node. This atrioventricular node is also situated into this right atrium at the lower side here, at the lower side near the opening of coronary sinus here. So this is the AV node, that is atrioventricular node. This node pick up the impulses which are carried from this SA node. SA node conducts impulses to both these chambers, that is both these atria, and as the impulse reaches to the AV node, the atria, both these atria contracts. That is, contraction of atria takes place due to this sinoatrial node, and as it generates impulse independently, it is known as pacemaker. And these nerve impulses then passes to the AV node. This AV node pick up the impulses from this SA node and settles the impulse, or it conducts impulse and hold the impulse and sets the impulse. So it is also known as pace setter. AV node is known as pace setter. It is also situated into this right atrium at the lower side, and then the impulse passes or transmits to this part which is known as atrioventricular chamber. This part is atrioventricular chamber which passes this impulse through bundle of His. This bundle of His then divides into two branches, that is right bundle of His and left bundle of His. This is right bundle of His. The right bundle of His transmits impulse to the right ventricles. This wall is the right ventricular wall. Here the bundle of His ends. Then second branch, which is called left bundle of his, branch of bundle of his, which carries impulse towards the left side of ventricular wall, like this. Here, the bundle of his. This part is called bundle of his, which divides into two branches, that is right branch and left branch of bundle of his, and provides or carries impulse or transmits impulse to this ventricular wall. As the atria contracts, the impulse reaches to this AV node and then passes to the bundle of his. The bundle of his then conducts impulses and transmits to the branches, both these branches, right bundle of his and left bundle of his. This right and left bundle of his then divides and redivides in many branches into the papillary muscles. Here the ventricle, this left ventricular wall is very thick and large, and it possesses papillary muscles. So this bundle of his divides and redivides in many branches. These branches are called Purkinje fibers. So these Purkinje fibers and bundle of his, both these parts or components transmits the impulses which are received from this AV node, and then ventricular contraction takes place. That is, when the impulse reaches to the ventricular wall, the papillary muscles activates and reaches the impulse by these Purkinje fibers, and the ventricular wall then contracts. So this contraction of ventricular wall, when completes, then one cardiac cycle is complete. That is, heartbeat is, or the cardiac cycle is totally depend on this SA node. That is, this SA node can able to generate the impulse and maintains a rhythm of heartbeat or autorhythmicity. If there is any defect in this SA node or AV node, they cannot generate or cannot initiate or cannot transmit the impulse, due to which there are different defects of heart related to heart occurs, like tachycardia, bradycardia or arrhythmia. These are different disorders which occurs if there is an abnormality or defect into the SA node or AV node. This SA node passes impulse to the AV node and transmits impulse to both these atrias, and contraction of atria takes place. Then AV node sets this impulse, hence called space setter. And third major part, that is bundle of his. Bundle of his also conducts impulse and transmits the impulse divides into two branches, that is right ventricular wall and left ventricular wall, and it again divides to forms small branches into the ventricular wall called Purkinje fibers, which also carries impulse or generates impulse and causes ventricular contraction. Right atrium and left atrium passes impulse to left and right ventricles, and ventricle contraction takes place, or ventricular contraction takes place. So here there are only four components are important: SA node, AV node, bundle of his, and Purkinje fibers. And why human heart is myogenic? Then the myogenic means muscles and genic means generates. The cardiac muscles itself can able to generate the impulse, and hence in human heart, or the human heart is a myogenic, and it maintains autorhythmicity by generating or initiate impulse and transmits impulse. So here we completed the conducting system of heart.